We bought a hoarder house and today we are cleaning it out. And it's been interesting to say the least. Everything with this house is taking longer than anticipated, and the clean out is no exception. And everyone keeps telling us that there are treasures to be found in houses like this. So let's clean it out and see if we find anything valuable. You get to come along for this whole journey and even see the house after with this little glimpse here. Welcome to the Hocket Home. If you guys have been following along, you know that we bought a hoarder house and we're flipping it. But everything is taking way longer than we predicted with this house, and it continues to be full of the unexpected. And that doesn't include the crazy wiring that you guys saw last video. And people keep telling us we should be excited for all the treasures in this house, but the question is, will we ever find any? So far, the only cool thing we found was a gigantic 5-gallon glass jug of pennies, but the other crazy things were the electrical outlet under the sink that runs hillbilly wiring to the shed, snake skins in the shed underneath an old mower, some outdoor garden tools that have actually proven to be quite useful, and a whole lot of cat hair and dead bugs. Oh, and what appears to be a couple nests made by mice, so that was fun. And all of the trash. Like, look at all of this. Oh my goodness. Oh, and I forgot to mention, the outdoor sheds, they have wiring that runs to each other through an extension cord. That's just through a hole in the wall. So that's been interesting as well. But today, we finally get to clean out the house. So we decided to go a different route and pay for the house to be cleared out. And I know this was the right choice because we've been through this house enough time to know that there were no treasures here. And we don't have a desire to be thrifters or treasure hunters. We just want to be house flippers. And Jason and I both had no desire to touch the carpet in this house. If you saw it, you would understand why. So the crew who actually did our driveway does clean out and demo on the side. So we hired them to clean out the garage first, and then the sheds, and the house, and also the carpet. The upside was we were saved over a week's worth of work and spared from having to touch that carpet. It was worth every single penny spent, even if it took all of those pennies we found in the 5-gallon glass jug. But now I have to show you something else that was rather crazy that we found in the house. Do you see this? Okay, there was a clock on the wall. I'm going to show you that here. And when Jason went to pull the clock off the wall, the whole thing just sparked up because they had cut the cord on the back of the clock that was for like a lamp and put it into the wall and spliced it into the electrical inside the wall. So this was literally what the wall looked like behind it. They just like punched a hole in the wall. Guys, I don't know why. Honestly, why is this house so weird? Why is this house so weird? Why are there's so many weird things? And now we're trying to figure out where to move this door because we have to make the kitchen bigger because the sink isn't centered on the window, and that's a whole nother thing. So we're in debate about that too. But my goodness, it drives me crazy. So here is the window, and here's how the sink is off-centered. And we can't center the sink because the dishwasher is next to it, and the dishwasher is right next to the door. So we have to figure out how to move that, or we're talking about putting in a window there and enclosing it, but I don't know if I like just a cabinet in between two windows. I feel like it looks incomplete. I feel like we would have to do something above it. But what if we did something above it? What if we added a cabinet or something? But also, are we gonna knock all that out is the question. So if we knock that out, and I think we're doing taller cabinets, then we could run a cabinet like up here above it. Do you know what I mean? And then that might make it look more complete, but I'm still quite undecided on that. I think we just need to gut it first. Our other unexpected was that the toilet suddenly got filled with water, even though we have the water to the house turned off, even at the street. So we're not really sure how that happened, and looked it up online that you have to use a plunger and then create like a vacuum effect with a bucket of water. And thankfully we were able to do that and it cleared out. But we still have no idea how this toilet got filled with water all of a sudden. It smelled absolutely awful. But let's get back to the epic clean out of this house. Keep in mind that this giant trailer was used multiple times. We're going to tell you all about that here in a minute. But first, we want to show you the garage after we paid the guys to clean it out. Guys, look at the garage. Look at the garage. It is a garage now. Oh my gosh, do you guys remember? Do you remember? I'm going to put it here in this video. After the crew cleaned out the garage, we were so excited, and then we realized every single wall was lined with boards and shelves attached with a variety of screws, bolts, nails, and mollies, a random wiring for a phone line, and if I never see another molly again, that would be too soon. There were boards going through the ceiling into the attic, 6-inch boards held up by 8 nails, and small shelves secured by 6-inch screws and mollies. It took forever to get all of this done. And some of the things we just had to either saw down, like those boards in the shelves that you see up high, or we just had to rip things out of the walls. It took so long to get some of these mollies out that it just became not worth it, and sometimes they just wouldn't even come out at all. We resolved that we were just going to have a lot of drywall work, like you see here, because we just couldn't get these crazy boards out of this wall. This house is so crazy. So many things are just so odd with it that we're trying to figure out and fix. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
So, you want to take this thing?
I have been taking them out. That's why there's 3 are off, plus this one, plus the one we had, but they're not the easiest to get off because we painted them.
No.
Oh, okay, then I'll do it.
Stand back.
Well, that worked.
Hold on, see how much the nails in.
Yeah, don't touch it.
That scared me.
It scared me too. That was a daddy job if I ever saw one. So we're trying to clear out all of this excessive shelving in the garage, and I just have to show you what I just found. So I went to take off this random piece of flooring. Yes, this is flooring that was on the wall. So instead of patching a hole in the drywall, they just took an old piece of flooring and put it on the wall instead. I don't understand.
There's the other screw. That was not on the inside. That must have been sitting on this or something. I
Weird.
could not see that from the inside.
That's crazy. After a couple days' work, we finally sawed down the last of the boards from the ceiling. Yes, these ones are the ones that went all the way through the attic, and we just had to cut them down because you couldn't even get the nails out. And then Jason power washed the garage floor and patched about 100 holes in the empty walls of the garage. We actually got a lot of comments on our last video about this not being a hoarder house. I was appalled by that, but I'm going to break it down for you. In total, we moved 5 26-foot moving trucks full of furniture, bins, trash, and other knickknacks from the home. 6 16-foot trailer loads of trash taken to the dump. That's that trailer that you saw that they piled a whole nother couple feet of stuff on top of it. And over 60 contractor bags of trash that we bagged up. This does not include any of this random shelving and things that we took down from the walls. This was all in a 1,600 square foot ranch on a slab and 2 sheds outside. Not included are the 6 by 12 foot pile of brush and weeds that we cut down that are still sitting in our backyard. And we also realized during the cleanout that some of the windows were broken and wouldn't open correctly. We couldn't even tell when we bought the house because you couldn't even access the windows due to all the trash and furniture throughout the whole house. Some of the bedrooms had trash and bins piled as high or higher than the base of the windows. So although people told us to look for treasures, we're happier that we chose to pay for the house to be cleared. Between the bugs, cat hair, and things in plastic bags so old they were disintegrating, it was worth it. And now the real fun of renovation begins. Do you think we should take out a few walls? And what about removing all of that green wallpaper? We definitely have our work cut out for us. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe. That way you never miss any of our videos. See you next time.
What are you doing?
It wasn't.
What are you doing? Are you working?
And yeah,
Are you working?